could kill IR, which meant humans now had the power to challenge it. But Anna could not guarantee ketamine would work in open waters. The subordinates of the boss then suggested to test it in the pool first before releasing it into the ocean. Hearing that, Seigo rushed to stop their crazy idea, saying there was absolutely no need to start a war with the seemingly friendly eel, and no one knew whether the disappearance of eel would affect the marine ecosystem. If the ocean died because of this, then humans would be done sooner or later. The scientists present all agreed with that, but the side representing the boss refused to give an inch. With no other choice, Anna could only take a middle ground, suggesting they test it in the pool first, and then consider the next step. Seigo knew very well that doing this was destroying the hard-earned friendship with Eel, but since his colleagues had already agreed, he could only go along with it. Little did he know, this very action almost killed everyone on the ship. Then Anna, with a sailor accompanying her, dropped a single drop of ketamine into the pool. As Eel lit up with waves of white light, the entire ship began to tremble slightly. Then, under everyone's terrified gaze, Eel completely changed from blue to pure black. As the piercing sound faded, the entire ship's power system instantly collapsed. When Anna woke from her coma, she saw the sailor floating motionless in the pool. Only after pulling him out did they realize he was already dead, and all the ship's equipment had completely shut down from the previous sound wave. But the strange thing was, the ship was still moving, and it was moving sideways. Feeling confused, everyone rushed to the deck to check, only to see countless eels dragging the ship, charging toward an iceberg not far away. Daisy was the first to understand, saying it must have been Eel's death scream spreading through the ocean, and drawing the revenge of the others. Hearing that, everyone's hearts turned cold. The captain didn't want to sit and wait for death, so he suggested dumping all the ketamine into the sea. But Seigo said that was suicide, because the ocean holds 1.35 quintillion liters of water. Even if all of humanity tried, we could never produce that much ketamine. So the only option now was to negotiate with Eel to stay alive. With no other choice, the captain had to agree. But how to calm down the enraged Eel was a big problem. Luckily, through earlier friendly contact with Eel, Seigo already had a general understanding of them. They simply felt humans were their enemies, which was why they attacked us. So now, as long as they could find a way to prove humans are part of the ocean, maybe the crisis could be resolved. So Seigo decided to inject Eel into the sailor's still warm corpse and throw it into the ocean. Once Eel discovered its cells could merge with human cells, it would understand humans were actually on its side and give up attacking us. But they needed close contact with Eel for the highest chance of success, so someone had to pilot a submarine to deliver the body to the seafloor, and Kelly, is the only person who could pilot, naturally took on this dangerous mission. But while everyone was still discussing the plan, Eel had already slammed the ship into the iceberg and dragged over a huge number of small icebergs from the other side, completely surrounding the research vessel. They didn't know what Eel wanted, but it definitely wasn't good. So everyone rushed to speed up the plan. Kelly would dive into the deep sea to release the body. Daisy would play the audio and visuals of humans evolving from fish into apes to help Eel understand humans shared the same ancestors, thus calming Eel. Finally, with both sides coordinating, Kelly safely reached the group of eels, but because the sailor had been dead too long, his cells were almost completely decayed. Kelly worried that giving Eel a human like this would make it think their cells couldn't merge, achieving the opposite effect. So Kelly planned to use herself as the test subject to contact Eel. Seigo strongly opposed Kelly's crazy idea when he heard that, because once she left the submarine, the deep sea pressure alone would instantly kill her. But Kelly somehow felt she wouldn't die, so she ignored Seigo's warning and cut the communication, injected Eel into her own body, then quickly opened the hatch, letting the icy seawater flood into the rear cabin until it covered her head. Sensing Kelly's presence, Eel miraculously swam into the hatch on its own, gently carrying Kelly out and wrapping her tightly. In an instant, Kelly's body, under the glow, began turning translucent, like a sleeping baby falling into a mother's arms. At the same time, everyone was shocked to see the icebergs around the research ship being slowly moved away by Eel. There was no need to think. Kelly had surely earned Eel's forgiveness at the cost of her life. But what they didn't know was that under Eel's carrying, Kelly's body had undergone a drastic transformation. When she appeared again, she had been washed by the waves onto a black sand beach somewhere in the Arctic. The scenery around her was mysterious, with a hint of eerie atmosphere, and when Kelly opened her eyes, she wasn't surprised at all. Instead, she showed a smile, as if everything had been within her expectations. Seeing this, some of you must wonder why Kelly didn't die. That was because once Eel entered Kelly's body, it changed her, giving her the ability to survive in the deep sea. And we could see that from the crab earlier. After Eel entered the crab, the deep sea crab could miraculously survive on land. Kelly probably believed she wouldn't die because of that reason.